welcome to episode 33 of the Full-Time Banter Show. Normally at this point I say the Oreo Fantasy Football is back together, but we've bitten one off the top and slid me over to the side because there's no Riz.
No.
We don't know where he is. Genuinely don't know where he is. We're quite worried. Riz, if you're out there, mate,
give us a call.
Give us a call. As always, you're here with me. I promised you a miracle, and that miracle is that I still look damn good after having a shave. And I'm surprised how thin my fucking face is, Liam. And as always, joined by the man to my right. He's always at the waterfront of FPL stats, and even though it's bad weather outside, he still manages to sparkle in the rain. It's Tarek. At this point, I'd now introduce Riz. But,
yeah,
we'll fill
he's
some
here in spirit.
Yeah, so make sure you're listening to our show tonight, and if you don't, you better sanctify yourself. But if you do get a good return, don't you forget about us. Tarek, what band was I going for?
I'm hoping off the last one. Is it Tears for Fears?
No. I'll give you a clue.
Oh, Simple Minds. Yes. Is Tears for Fears a band? Or is it
yes,
another song?
It
is.
Right.
So it's Simple Minds. That's who I was thinking of. You know what I'm like with names.
It's true.
But I love Simple Minds. But my all-time favourite tune off The Breakfast Club.
Yes.
Yes. Don't you
be surprised? I've never seen it.
You really?
No, but I have seen Simple Minds about 5 times.
Right.
Shit hot.
Oh yeah.
And Jim Kerr's got a big walloper apparently.
Right. Anyway, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
With tidbits like that, you're missing out, really, aren't you?
Yeah. So yeah, and follow us on Twitter at FulltimeBanter7. I mean, I don't know why I keep saying it at this point in the stage of the season, because if you're just joining us now, you're a first-time viewer, you've missed out on a heck of a lot. That's what we're going to be talking about this week. We're going to be talking about the upcoming blank Game Week 31, which a hell of a lot of people don't seem to know much about, looking at their teams. So yes, very good. We'll tell you more about it and why. But without further ado, let's have a look at the Game Week 30 Top 10.
Thank you, great mates. Okay, a lot of shifting around at the bottom this week, with Aidan Kirkpatrick Jones, a new entry with a Best of Footballers and 1,764 points. Tab Dealey, Mohamed Vassim going down to 9 with 17,000. My God, mate, he must be in a super first. 1,772. Mighty Reds Wannabes taking his place in 8th with Andrew Mercer and 1,787. 10 points ahead, the Bluffers, Majid Al-Taibi, nearly got me that time, but I managed to avoid the trip with 1,797. Bit of a jump then to number 6. Ali Aubameyang and Subasiso Karapi with 1,826. Bill City FC, Billy Martram 1834, just 4 points ahead. Then get in, Ben Seater, unseated in 4th place with 1,838. 51 points of go-go from 4th to 2nd. At number 3, Gulshan Jane, you talking to me with 1843. Garpatron, Gary Watson in 2nd place, also with 51 points this week with 1,853. But Gunning Sam, the man who cannot be removed off his fucking perch, Santosh Kanake with in 1st place 1,880 points.
He's hanging on in there.
Yes. I thought he was, last week he had a bit of a catch-up, didn't he? But
literally points, a dozen points, less than that the gap was, but he's hanging on in there. Well done, good going. And there has been a lot of change, because it was a painful week. But let's have a look at it. Our lowest scorer this week is friend and colleague George Ryder.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, 50 Shades of O'Shea, I think it's supposed to say, but you only get a certain number of characters. But he only got 23 points. Captain Robertson, rather foolishly.
Defensive captain. I'm a big fan of them.
I did see, I think, Mohamed Wassim Tabdili, Captain Van Dijk as well. I mean, it should have been a nailed-on one, but hey, that's what happens. And he really got 0s, 1s and 2s with just Harry Kane getting the 8 for him. But he had 14 points on the bench.
That is always a kick in the knackers, isn't it?
It is, most definitely. I mean, I know he's friends with, he's actually a school friend, old buddy of James Tarkovsky. So I don't know if he included him out of loyalty.
No way.
Should have gone for Kolasinac instead. But George is currently 66th equal with somebody else quite notable, we'll mention later, on 1,552 points overall. So keep going, George. He did say he'd given up a little bit, but I don't know, maybe he'll get a bit of a spark for the final run in. Highest scorer this week?
Highest scorer this week
favourites?
is Sebi Simsaru, with getting a whopping 86 points this week. And can't really complain with that attack captain Sterling, so 42 points from 21, which was fantastic. Nothing else really, but Sterling, Vardy on 16, Rondon on 11, and again Jimenez on the bench for both of these.
Wow.
So imagine if he was there in place of, well, pretty much any of the other midfielders. There was a pretty shocking week all round, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In that department, but a fantastic return there for old Cincinnati.
Yeah, he's currently 11th. He or she, I don't know, is he or she, is 11th, 759 points. So just 5 points out of the top 10. But yeah, I mean that was the story of the week. Basically, the odd few midfielders, Sterling being the key one, but I did see a team with Sterling, Vardy, Rondon and Jimenez, and I can't remember who the other midfielder was who got a good return, but totally smashed it. There were people getting the hundreds, and I was like, what? How?
Yeah.
How are they doing that?
Just shows a couple of players make all that difference, don't they?
Yeah, so I mean, my team here, I only managed the 43 points, plus I had a -4, so essentially 39 points I got. The -4 did not work out. I got in Declan Rice. Did I that week? No, I didn't. I can't remember what my... Yeah, never mind. But yeah, it didn't work out, whatever it was. So, I moved down 4 places to 15th.
Hey,
I know.
you're flying the flag for us up there.
1,735 points total. Down 50k. That's quite one of the biggest drops I've had, down to 156k overall rank, because the past 3 weeks have been a killer. 3 red arrows in a row, amounting to a total drop of 80k. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping that it was this build up to 31, because I know a lot of other people and a lot of, I keep saying the pros, but the guys who are doing the other pods and stuff, they suffered as well and got worse scores. So I'm hoping it is this build up to 31 that's caused that. Yeah, and now we're going to reap the rewards in the blanks and doubles, because I really need it, because I'm gutted I'm out of the top 100k. I mean, it'd still be a good finish, but let's see what we can do. Yeah. Tell us about yours, Liam.
Yeah, so 40 points for me this week, and again, nothing from the defence. Fraser was an inspired choice to bring in. I took my first -4. Sorry, that's the thing.
First hit of the season. Congratulations! Oh, you lost your cherry. Popped the cherry. Broke it.
Cherry, fucking hell! I ravaged it. That explains the weight loss. I think the first hit of the season.
It's a good one.
You can see me tracking that.
First time is the best time.
It is. It was overall too quickly, sadly. So I can't even remember who I got in for him, to be honest, or who else came in. Anderson might have come in, I think.
I think you did.
Anderson and Fraser, so bolstering midfield. Aubameyang. We didn't do a podcast last week, and it was probably for the best, because Pogba, was it Pogba that missed the one?
Yes.
Pogba and Aubameyang shut out for me.
Got minus points from both. Yes.
Fucking piss taking.
Yeah.
But this week he did manage to score with the penalty. So I was shitting myself. I was watching that and I was just going, if he did. There's been a lot of fans running on the pitch recently. I would have driven down from Rochdale to London to
jump on him.
Yeah. Not a lot to write home about really. 40 points overall. Down 2 places to 66th in the league. 1,552 points. Down 235,000 to 1.88 mil overall. So again, Sterling just did it for me, I think.
Yeah, that was the difference, a big difference. I mean, incidentally, you're 66th equal with George Ryder, who got the lowest score this week, and he's on the same points as you. Yeah, so really need to see what we can do to reap in some points in the coming weeks. But this is what we're talking about, is in case you missed it and you've not been watching the past few shows, the past 6-7 weeks we've been banging on about these upcoming blanks and doubles. So game week 31 is going to be a blank game week, which means that a lot of fixtures are off. There are only 5 fixtures on. Yeah, I'm not going to go through them because I've been through them in previous videos, so just watch those. Yeah, basically, if you've not been paying attention, you haven't prepared, you're screwed in game week 31, which is good news for the likes of us, because I'm hoping for some green arrows.
Yeah.
Alternatively, if you still have a chip left, you might panic, suddenly when you go to set up your team and there's only 3-4 players playing, you might want to use your free hit or your wild card. Yeah. Which I wouldn't recommend, but if you are that way inclined, or you're making your last couple of transfers in preparation for Blank Game Week 31, we've got our recommendations and talking points of the key teams and players that we'll be featuring. So, any immediate thoughts, Lee? Tell us about your team. What I'll do at this point is put up our teams, see how we're currently looking without having made any transfers, because I've not made any transfers for 31 yet, although I intend to make at least one, possibly two. And likewise?
I'm probably going to make one transfer, but I'm away this weekend, so I need to make it tomorrow.
Ooh.
So 2.5 days of not knowing what's to come and hoping everybody is wrapped in cotton wool.
Yeah.
So T knows that we were chatting earlier over the group chat. My arse was collapsing, wasn't it? I was having a right fucking panic. So
Can't change there.
Fucking yeah. My team that set as it is Allison in goal. The defence of Robertson, Lejeune, Rice, and Louise. Midfield, Anderson, Salah and Fraser, and then up front, although it's up in the air as to whether he will play, Peter Crouch, which is a real roll the dice, and you never know when he's going to come on and when he's not going to.
Yeah, true. So how many, assuming he plays, how many playing players?
9. I'll have 9.
9, which is decent, which is pretty good.
Yep, 9. I can do maths. I was going, not 9. Yeah, so I think my plan would be, and this is looking ahead anyway to something that I would have done, is possibly to remove Crouch for Rondon, although he has risen like dough in the oven and completely wiped out any million that I had sat there in my little kitty. I'm like, oh, can I play in there? Yeah. So, and I think that is mainly, if Crouch does play, he plays, but Rondon's guaranteed to play.
Yeah.
So it just makes sense. I can't avoid it.
The only caveat to that is that there's a rumour going now that Newcastle are not guaranteed to play in blank 33. I don't know why, and I don't know how confirmed that is.
Okay.
But it's not the end of the world. Because how many Newcastle players do you currently have?
Lejeune in defence.
So that'll be 2 with him. I currently have 3. I have Lascelles, Hayden, and Rondon. So that might be the 3 I'm benching in 33, hopefully. But yeah, my team, I've got 10 out currently. So Fabianski, Rice, Robertson, Trent, Louise, Lascelles, who he plays, Salah, Anderson, Hayden, and Rondon. But I will be making a transfer, definitely, because on my bench I have Pogba, Son, and Rashford. And they are expendable, even though I've got a lot of value tied up in them. Son is definitely going to go. I am thinking of getting rid of Son for Fraser, and I'm thinking of getting rid of Rashford for Vardy.
Yes.
So while we're on that then, let's talk about Leicester, because Leicester are one of the key teams looking good. They are away to Burnley, so it will favour them to play on the counter as well. I'm going to give you a preview of the fixtures for game week 31. So you know what they are. So Bournemouth are at home to Newcastle, Burnley at home to Leicester, West Ham at home to Huddersfield, Fulham at home to Liverpool, and Everton at home to Chelsea. Yeah. So initially, here's a key strategy to be thinking about. If you can help it, you want to favour getting in attackers rather than defenders. For the simple point being that attackers will get you points, hopefully, for clean sheets, assists, and goals. Whereas defenders, if they concede just the one goal and you're packed out with defenders like I currently am with 5 defenders, then you're going to be stuffed. You're going to have 1s and 2s, even 0s. So try and go for the attackers. And Vardy for me looks, because I already have Rondon. Barnes I didn't get in for Burnley. So Vardy's looking the most favourable option for me. He's currently at 9. May well rise by the time you see this video before the weekend. And as I say, Vardy and Tielemans I was going to go for, because I watched the game on the weekend. I really like the look of Tielemans, and his stats are improving. He's settling into that team as well, so he's looking really good.
I've not heard his name, to be honest.
No. He's come about. I think Brendan's system is favouring him anyway. They were a lot more fluid, a lot more open, but he looked good alongside Harvey Barnes, who's the new young kid on the block. But the reason I won't be getting Tielemans in is because I just want to spread the risk a little bit. So I'll be getting Ryan Fraser from Bournemouth instead. because if you weren't aware, Lascelles is injured, most likely not going to play, and Fabian Schär, the fullback, is suspended now after having collected 10 yellow cards, so he's out for 2 games. So they're going to play Yedlin and Dummett most likely. So there's a bit of opportunity for Fraser and Wilson to band up their team up. So the other players to look at from Leicester are Vardy at 9, Maddison at 6.7, Barnes, Harvey Barnes that is, 5.5 million, Tielemans who's 6, and I've ranked those in order of form as well. Defenders, are you interested in any Leicester defenders?
No, not with how Rodgers plays.
We've covered this in...
Tim says this as a Liverpool fan, I said this as a Celtic fan. We know what Rodgers is like, he's all out attack, which is great to watch, but he does leave himself exposed at the back.
So I'd stay away from Leicester defenders. Bournemouth, key players to look at.
The Fantastic Four, Fraser, Wilson, King and Brooks. The fixtures Bournemouth have, I think, are very favourable after this. Which this has just sparked an interest. Rondon can do one. I'm going back to Bournemouth after my Fraser experiment. I think so, yeah. So Fraser 6.2, Wilson 6.4, King 6.5, and Brooks 5.1. Personally, for me, Brooks looks quite favourable there, being 5.1. So that would probably be Højbjerg going out to get Brooks in.
Right, yeah.
And that still leaves me about 0.4 in the bank, I think. Which I like to have a bit, savings I'm knackered in real life. For FPL is the only place where I'm like getting any interest on it. Bournemouth against Newcastle, probably going to be open. Defence again, Bournemouth are not a team I would be looking at defence. There was the season that Nathan Ake, his breakthrough one when he was on loan, where he was fantastic, and I think everybody ended up with him in by the end.
Yeah, because even the likes of Daniels and Charlie Daniels, and there was another defender that people went in for, Francis possibly.
Yes.
But yeah, this time round, probably not.
No.
Probably not.
And again, it's how they play. They play that open, very attractive style, which is brilliant to watch. But it does leave him prone to a shellacking.
Word of warning on Brooks, he is just returning from injury. So he still needs a bit of match time, so maybe not expect, an outstanding performance for him, but a good asset nonetheless. Moving on to Burnley then. Burnley, who were looking good defensively, but that's just literally looks like a couple of odd games now, and now they've gone back to the type that they've been throughout the season. So again, Burnley defenders.
No, not with how they've been. I mean, on my other, I do the Suns Dream Team, and I like it at the start of the season, but because I'm the only one that plays it, I forget about it, and I forgot that I had Tarkowski in.
Right.
When I logged back in after 4 months, I nearly hit the roof. I was like, well, I thought that was a safe pick at the start of the season. Yeah. Burnley defence, they won't get a clean sheet every week, but more often than not.
Fairly solid, yeah.
Yeah, solid, like you said, but defence from Burnley, nothing that.
God knows what's going on with them, but Ashley Barnes is the pick of the crop there. 5.7 million he's gone up to. Still good. They're at home to Leicester, so they will get chances, won't they, against Leicester's defence. But equally, you hope that Leicester will get chances there as well. Chris Wood is strike partner, who's a lot more expensive comparatively, 6.2, because we're looking at the budget end here. But they are both very much in form, Ashley Barnes and Chris Wood. Westwood, I think that's, I can't remember his first name, but Westwood, the midfielder, 4.6, and Dwight McNeil at 4.4, again at the budget end. So very good. Those are both, they were very much in form again. So basically, similar to, I think essentially all these teams, similar to Leicester and Bournemouth, Burnley's midfield and attacking assets are doing well.
Yeah. Not
just okay, they're doing well, and they're very much good to get in. Newcastle, you want to give us a rundown on Newcastle's?
Yeah, and then I've got a bit of a versus for you.
Okay.
Newcastle Burnley end. So from Newcastle, I've already mentioned him. Rondon at 5.9, Perez at 6.1, Ritchie 5.8, Hayden 4.4, and the new boy Almiron at 6, who is absolutely tearing the arse out of it up there, isn't he?
He is, looks good. He's sprightly.
South American contingent, isn't it? Him and Perez doing absolutely brilliantly, which as much as I don't like Newcastle, from what I've seen, he is quite exciting to watch, so fair play, and takes him back to the days of having Ginola and I can't really say Beardsley, but
Albert,
Gascoigne,
Philippe
Albert booting who was the one that booted the shit out of the advertising board?
And Tito Asprilla even.
Yes, oh my word.
So, but no, I mean, his signing really seems to have pepped up Rondon and Perez. I mean, Perez in particular, just out of nowhere. He's one of those players who goes under the radar, but both very much informed Rondon and Perez as well. And when I say informed, what I mean is across the board. So I've been comparing all strikers, and the whole budget end from Wilson down are all in form, apart from Peter Crouch. Apart from Murray and Locadia and whoever else is at Brighton. But Wilson, King, Rondon, Perez, Wood, Barnes, all of those are really in form, so you can't go wrong with any of those.
So who would you go for, T? Sorry.
Go for it.
In my position where I don't have any of those, Rondon or Barnes. If you were looking to get, you've already got Rondon, but if you're in my position looking to get one of them in, who's more inclined?
I'm biased towards Rondon because I've had him in for a long time and he's under the radar. He's done really well, and Newcastle are on a roll now. They're doing really well. We've got good fixtures as well. Burnley, I think, do have some tricky fixtures.
I think Newcastle's fixtures are a lot more favourable. I think Burnley's. I think Newcastle's final 2 or 3 are pretty bad, but I think Burnley's are a right mixture of good, bad.
This is it, and I don't really trust Burnley in the big games anymore.
No, you could not bank on them, but certainly say half of the games against the big six, they might get something out of them.
Yeah, and with Rafa's tactics, Newcastle just seem to be able to switch it and play both ways, whether now they want to play expansive football, build up and go around the flanks and everything like that, and Rondon's are absolutely loving that, he's getting the headers, or whether they just want to go route one straight to him. They can play both ways and they can do it really well. So I would say Rondon.
You go for Rondon.
Yeah. Much as I like Ashley Barnes as well and what he's been doing, but they're just it's just tough for them when they get starved, especially in I think it was a Newcastle game, Burnley away to Newcastle, and they just sat too deep, and Ashley Barnes ended up having to play in midfield.
Yes.
And there was no out ball, and he couldn't really influence the game. He wasn't getting anywhere near the box. So if they resort to that, not humped. Yeah, basically. Yeah. So I'd say Rondon. West Ham, so infuriating, bang out of form.
They are, to use the parlance of the area, fucking magging me off, mate.
Magging me off.
Fucking Nora. I mean,
they're having a babble, mate.
What was the score of the weekend? What did they do? It escapes me.
They played Huddersfield. I can't remember. They conceded, I think, against. No, was it Huddersfield or Fulham? Let's have a look. Quick look. But Anderson, Anderson, you'd have thought would have done something, but he's just gone missing these past few games. Let's have a look. Game week 30.
They lost 2-0 to Cardiff, that's what they did. The shithouses. I got Rice in, expecting big thing like at least a clean sheet. Knackered me. Absolutely knackered me.
West Ham are on the holidays essentially, and I've had.
I wiped it out of my mind. Sorry, I wiped it out. It pissed me off that much. I wiped it out.
Cardiff deserve that win. They absolutely grafted for it, and West Ham just strolled around. And I've had Anderson for 3-4 weeks now, and the build up to game week 31, and I really regret it because he's done absolutely nothing. Yeah, but I would still recommend the recommendations from West Ham. Fabianski, if you're looking for a goalkeeper, if you don't have a decent budget goalkeeper, 4.8. And Nautovic is coming back and looking decent enough, 6.8. Antonio is the player I wish I'd gone for instead of Anderson, at 6.8, because they were both in similar form when I brought them in. And Antonio seems to have just carried it slightly better. Declan Rice, right, here's an interesting one. Defender at 4.6, but he's not playing defence.
Midfield, isn't he?
Exactly, so I would recommend getting him in because, hopefully for the reason that if they can keep a clean sheet, he gets the clean sheet points of a defender. Yeah. Even though he's closer to goal and he has been taking shots lately. So hopefully he can get a clean sheet and a goal or an assist, that'd be brilliant. Yeah, and especially at his price, he has gone up a little, but even at 4.6, it's still very good. Snodgrass at 5, taking all set pieces.
Snodders.
Looking very good as well. And I've included Diop in there at 4.4, the other defender, but to be honest, I really wouldn't recommend West Ham defenders.
No, you don't know what they're going to do really is, again, it's a bit of a roll of the dice, isn't it?
Yeah, I
what
mean,
they're going to do.
I have put here, when I was preparing these notes, I thought, okay, well, they're playing Huddersfield, they're home to Huddersfield, do get defenders, but I just don't trust West Ham. They've put their feet up, essentially. They're safe enough.
It does feel like it.
Yeah. So, up to you. Moving on to the obvious Liverpool, away to Fulham.
Thanks for giving me this one, T. You know, should have left it with you. You should.
Yes.
Yep. So Liverpool, obvious. Most already have 2 of defence / goalkeeper, and then one of the attackers, most likely Salah or Mane. Now we were saying that all season long we sort of defended Salah and saying, well, he's not to form, but he's still getting the big points, isn't he? He's still like top 3 most points in the league, I think, overall. But the last few games, his touch has deserted him. I think everything's gone.
It has, because he's been in there, he's had the shots, he's had the chances. I mean, the last game, he should have had 3 assists in total. But like you say, his touch, he's just hesitating. And both of the other 2 goals, Mane and Firmino's goal, Firmino should have been Mane's because he should have squared it to Mane. But he just hesitated, and Loughton came in and made the tackle. So, yeah, I mean, basically I've got him. I've got Trent, Robbo and Salah. And I think we're both of the same mind that he's staying for this game because we can't afford the transfer. But
and it's Fulham.
Yeah.
Well. He's the last chance saloon. I would say he's drinking the last chance saloon, but he's not. He
isn't. But basically, we're keeping him for game week 31. We're captaining him as well.
Are we?
I
am as well.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just like T that you're making a decision for me.
Oh, yes. 1-0 to Liverpool. Okay. Away to Bayern. Yeah. Away goals, so they need 2 now.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Yes. But getting back to that, yes. I will be keeping him for 31. In 32, I will be free hitting and getting Mane in to spread the money from Salah. And then in my wildcard in 34, I will be completely dropping Salah and getting Sterling in as well. Because I feel like, well, we're just going to see what happens with Sterling, but I feel like we need Sterling back in.
I think I need some City players, just take the risk of rotation, I think. But Sterling is the way to go. Yeah, I think T's covered it there, Mane, just to have another Liverpool guy in, but Salah's not.
Yeah. I mean,
although, to be honest, sorry T,
I'm
debating going 3 defence with Liverpool.
Really?
Yeah.
Defensive triple up?
Yeah, which brings us on to our next team that we're going to cover, Chelsea. Louise. I've got Louise and he's pissing me right off. He's not even getting free kicks or assists anymore, and his price is rapidly dropping, so even though Van Dijk is a little bit further ahead in price than makes sense for this kind of transfer, I'm genuinely debating going Salah to Sterling and then Van Dijk, Robertson and Alisson.
Oh, Alisson. Right, okay. Well, speaking about Chelsea then, the popular assets that people are going to be getting in, so if you're looking to counter that and play safe in your mini leagues or whatever, Hazard at 10.9, Azpilicueta is the informed defender now at 6.3, or Higuain at 9.6. I had considered Higuain.
I said before he came in, I was trumpeting him.
Yeah, but not even these past couple of weeks. I thought I'm going to get rid of Rashford and get Higgy in.
Higgy.
Yeah, just watching in the past couple of games, they're absolutely shocking. They're not. I am going nowhere near Chelsea assets at all. Hazard, no way, not at that money. 10.9, no. Azpilicueta, I may consider him upgrading Louise to him. I'm going to think about that. But Higuain, again, no, I'd rather go for Vardy at 9, save the 0.6. Yeah. So, my opinion, I'm not going for any Chelsea assets unless you've already got them. Everton, quick one.
No.
Good
Stay
one.
away.
Yes, no chance. No Digne, no Sigurdsson, no nobody.
Stranger danger.
Yeah.
Stay away.
Stay away. They are home to Chelsea and they may score the odd goal, but generally, no, you don't want to be stuck with Everton assets. And, bad luck to you, you've still got Richarlison. So, key picks then. Just to narrow it down for you then, finally we finish off this topic. I'm going to give you the key picks. If I were to get any of these players in, who would I get in? I would get in Vardy, Tielemans from Leicester, Fraser and Wilson from Bournemouth, Rondon from Newcastle, Declan Rice from West Ham, and a Liverpool defence. Yeah, it's up to you. I mean, on that you could either go Salah or Mane, or you could go Salah and Mane and one defender. Entirely up to you. I think you're safe either way with Liverpool. Yeah, for the short term. I don't know why I put this. It was very late at night. I put Hazard at a push. I'm not getting Hazard. Yeah. The only reason I would say to get Hazard is because so many other people are going to be getting him in. He's not likely to haul against Everton though. I mean, they could barely manage the one goal in the last game. It was a good goal, but they were crap. They were rubbish the whole game. So
even though it's Everton as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and Pickford. Come on, give us yours, Liam, your top picks for 31.
Yeah, I think mainly you're looking at two fixtures that really jump out. West Ham versus Huddersfield and Liverpool versus Fulham. T's just covered the Liverpool boys going up against Fulham. Most goals conceded for Fulham, I think, in the league. Which surprised me.
Yeah.
And West Ham against Huddersfield. Any of the ones we mentioned before, Anderson, even Fabianski, because Huddersfield, there is that risk. They did do a couple of weeks back and messed up everybody with Wolves.
They're getting better, Huddersfield. They're working harder.
Yeah.
They're a bit more organised. And if West Ham are going to have their feet up, I can see that another 2-0 happening.
It could very easily do, in which case I will praise be to Huddersfield, keeping the North alive, but it will be rather annoying.
It will, because I will have Fabianski in goal and
yes.
Declan Rice out in defence.
Oh dear me.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyone from West Ham really. The only thing I would say is, although it's important to look at the blank game week as this is going to be, make sure you're looking ahead to the ones after it and don't get stuck with players that you don't want and then be trying to get them out afterwards. I think that's quite a key point.
Don't buy lots of rubbish players.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, anyone from West Ham or Liverpool, to be honest, and then any of the attackers that you mentioned before, your Rondons, Vardys, Bournemouth, the Bournemouth boys. I think they're good. Bournemouth I'd give a shout out to as well, due to the fixture run they have, even for this game week, in a general sense over the next coming.
Quick one on captaincy then. We've got last few minutes, so we'll finish on there, and it's a fairly simple one this week. The obvious standout fixture is Fulham at home to Liverpool. You're going to go with a Liverpool captaincy, attacking captaincy.
Yeah, and for both of us that is Mr. Salah.
Yes, Mr. Mo Salah. If you're looking for a differential, if for some bizarre reason you don't have any Liverpool players, would you pick anyone else? Who would be your pick as an alternative captain?
Fuck. Maybe West Ham defence.
Really?
But like we've just said about Huddersfield, we do not know.
Be brave.
Yeah. Maybe one of the Bournemouth strikers.
Bournemouth or Leicester. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking either Wilson or Vardy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a brave shout.
Yeah.
Wilson I'd favour slightly more. He's just come straight back in form. Yeah. So yeah, that's your captaincy. I mean,
Salah.
really,
it's Salah, isn't it?
Salah.
Toss my Salah.
Or Mane. Yeah. There is an international break coming up now after game week 31. So there's FA Cup games, then the international games. So there's a big 2-week gap. I think there's a 2.
Well, we always get confused, don't we?
There's a big gap, yeah? So basically, don't rush into your transfers, because after game week 31, we are going to find out which other fixtures are going to go into game week 32, making it a double game week, which means all the other 5 teams, 10 teams that haven't played in this game week will be playing twice. So you want to be keeping an eye out of which teams play twice and which are going to be the best players. And we'll have a video out for that, hopefully, to highlight the best picks of the best fixtures. So that's about it. Anything else left to add?
No, I think we've covered it all, mate.
Yeah. Hope you do well. Hope you've been following us and following our strategy. Most people I know, and I've been talking to and I would have thought have been watching our videos, haven't. So they're really screwed. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to the messages when, I've not pushed it. I've not put anything on yet asking how's your game week 31 team looking.
No, I'm hoping for a lot of people being caught out, to be honest, especially with having 3 City players. Yeah. I think that might surprise a lot of people. Yeah. So for me, I'm hoping for a bit of green this week.
Yes.
Whoa, I know that sounds like I'm having a bit of a talk. Oh. Not that kind of green. But yeah, green arrows this week.
Green arrows, please, yes. Hopefully we should have, but I think if they don't definitely come this week, they're due to come in the next couple of weeks anyway. So that is it. Take care. If you have any questions, do get in touch. Nobody ever does. Yeah, even Miguel's been quiet.
I get in touch, I ask you questions.
Yeah, he does, yeah, so thank you.
Come back.
Get in touch.
It's alright, mate, it's alright. Yeah, Miguel, come back, pal, miss you.
And that is it for this week, so hopefully you have a good game week 31, you've got a good strategy, and we've been able to help. Well, it's going to be hopefully the minority who have a good game week 31, and hopefully I can get back in that top 100k.
Go for it, mate. Hopefully I can get back that top 1 million.
Top 1 million, that would be good. Yes. That is it. Oh no, Bayern have equalised. We are going to go away and cheer Liverpool, so have a good weekend. See you next week. Bye bye.